Can you hear me? Yes, no? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Okay. Good evening. All joined. Okay. Today we going to start our very important lesson. That is our next chemistry lesson. That is polymers. Polymers used in technology. I think you all have these tubes. This is the tube. Polymers used in technologies. Different technologies, how polymers use, we discussed in this lesson. Actually, some part of this lesson you already know. Some part of this lesson mean in the biomolecule lesson and other biology lessons, you already know some parts. Today we're going to discuss extra what we need to additionally discuss in this lesson. We're going to start now discussion about polymers. Okay, all you have tubes, no? All you have tubes, as I think. Give me a second. Okay, sorry. Okay, first of all, polymers. Polymers. Before that, how many lessons we have completed in our syllabus now? How many lessons? Do you have idea? I told we have only 3 lessons, no? Only 3 lessons we have. I will show you what are the lessons. This one. This one. Okay, that's your 25 lesson. Among that, this is the actual task. As next lesson after fluid mechanism lesson, we start this the cell structure lesson. That's a long theory lesson. Now any calculation in this lesson, do you know in sorry, in cell structure lesson, in cell structure lesson we need to discuss about that's a long lesson. We have the cells, tissue, after that bee controlling, beekeeping, birds, mammals, and every animal types, microorganisms. They are microorganism production. That's a long lesson, but that's some parts we already discussed. Therefore, we can quickly finish this cell structure lesson. That's remember, that's a most huge lesson in our syllabus. Okay, don't worry, we can discuss, we have time. As next lesson we start our fluid mechanism lesson. That's the most important lesson in our syllabus, the fluid mechanism. That's the fluid mechanism lesson. After that, the lessons are complete. Then we have electricity only. Electricity is a small lesson, small part. Electricity, not like engineering technology. We're not going to discuss electricity. Few scientific things only. Only the Kirchhoff laws and only the equalatory resistance there. But in cell structure lesson, we have a lot of topics to discuss: microbial production, tissue types, animal types, animal how we use for technologies, microorganism how we use for technologies. That's a huge lesson. Okay, without taking time, I'm going to the lesson. Okay, polymers. 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 Do you have idea of polymers? What is the polymers? Polymers. What are the polymers? What are the polymers? Do you know any idea about the definition of the polymer? The definition of the polymer? Do you have any idea about the definition of a polymer? What's a polymer? What's a polymer? Any idea? What's the meaning of polymer? What's the meaning of polymer? What do you think? Polymers mean, remember, a polymer mean a long chain, like a, oh, give me a second. Okay, sorry. Okay, I told that a polymer mean a long chain of small compound. A long chain of small compound. That's the meaning of polymer. That's the meaning of polymer. Today, it's the brightness is high, no? Okay. 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 Polymers. The polymers mean mainly what? Small compounds. The small compound. Many number of small compound. As example, you can think about carbohydrate. No? In carbohydrates, polysaccharides. In polysaccharide, as example, you can take polysaccharide. In polysaccharide producing, polysaccharide generating process, many number of monosaccharides combine with glycosidic bond, then produce called as polysaccharide. The polysaccharide is a polymer, I told in the biomolecule lesson. Then the polymer mean many number of small compounds, combined as a chain, produce large complex structures that we called as polymers. They are the polymers. They are the polymers. And how we define a polymer? This lesson is very simple. Many number of small compounds scale complex structures that we called as polymers. Now, for produce polymers, can you hear me clearly? Is there any problem? No, everything is okay. Okay, I told you the polymer is a very like a chain. It's a large scale complex structure. To produce polymer, the small compounds, we called as monomers. Monomers. Polymers are produced by monomers. 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 Normally, these monomers combining each other, monomers combining each other, then produce complex structure that we called as polymer. These monomers convert into polymer that we called as polymerization. That we called as normally monomers. Monomers mean small compound that convert into this type complex polymer. That special name we called as polymerization that we called as polymerization. Okay, that's the basic. In polymers mean what? Polymers mean small compounds, large number of small compounds combine each other, large scale complex structures that we called as polymers. Then the simple molecules important to produce polymers that we called as monomers. Then monomers convert into combining each other, produce polymers that we called as polymerization. The production process we called as polymerization. I got the basic. Basic. Okay, the polymers production process we called as polymerization. Simply the smallest compound we called as monomers. Okay, monomers. Okay, go to the tute. I have given large molecule formed by the joining of a large number of small molecules with one another are known as polymers. I have given the definition. The process of forming polymer is called as polymerization. I'm reading the tute, page number 1. The small molecules forming polymers are known as monomers. They are monomers, small compounds, monomers. And large molecules are formed by the polymerization of monomers are called as the polymers. Okay, the molecular mass of monomers, when we consider about the molecular mass of this one monomer, it is very low. But when we consider about molecular mass of polymer, it is a huge value, because many number of normally like more than million number of monomers combine each other, then they are the polymers molecular mass is a huge value. However, the relative molecular mass of polymer formed polymerization large number, it is a huge value. Okay, then I have given clearly they are the monomers, small compounds, then produce large scale structure. They are the polymers. Okay, if you want a small short note, you can note down what is a polymers, what is a monomers, and what is a polymerization. It's the story. Okay, complete. Okay, now if I explain the same thing in another example, think the polymer is a this type chain produced by many number of pebbles. Okay, the polymer is a pebble like this. It's like a chain. It's a chain produced by pebbles. Then that's a polymer. That's a polymer that's similar to polymer because many number of pebbles you can see. Then if I separate one pebble here, it is similar to the monomer. It is a monomer. It is similar to a monomer. It is similar to a monomer. If I consider by these pebbles, the production process of this chain that we called as polymerization. That we called as polymerization. Remember these three words only I explained. The monomers, polymers, and polymerization. What is the meaning of polymers? Polymers are large complex structures produced by many number of small whatever is small compounds. Then to produce in this polymer production small compounds we called as monomers. Monomers convert into polymers process that we called as polymerization. Okay, that's a simple story behind the polymers and monomers and polymerization. I think you understood what are the monomers, what are the polymers, and what is the polymerization. Any doubt in the first page? Any doubt? Page number 1 in the tune. Any doubt? No. Good. Okay. Go to the page number 2. Polymers mainly we can classify according to 4 main subtopics. Polymers we can divide into 4 main categories. Polymers we can divide into categories. Remember 4 main categories. The first category is according to the origin of the polymer. Origin, the source, origin of the polymer. The first classification category is origin of the polymer. The second category is based on the structure. Based on the structure, we can get as a separate group for polymer according to the structure. I will explain one by one. The third one is according to the molecular structure. Molecular structure or molecule what we call molecular forces. Okay, I'll explain it. Forces. Molecular forces. The final one is based on the polymerization. This is the main important one, based on the polymerization. Based on the polymerization. Okay, now polymers we can divide into 4 main categories according to the different bases. Okay, now according to the origin, we can divide polymers into two categories again: natural polymers and synthetics or artificial polymers. Synthetic or artificial polymers, remember. And in the tube given semi-synthetic polymers, but as in general, if you remember, according to the origin, polymers are mainly two types: natural polymers and synthetic polymers. That enough. Natural polymers and synthetic polymers. Natural polymers and synthetic polymers. Natural and synthetic, or natural or artificial polymers. Okay, there are two types. The first one is natural polymers. The second one is synthetic polymers. According to the structure, we can divide polymers into three types. The first one is linear polymers. I will one by one I will explain. Linear polymer. The second one is branched polymer. Branch polymer. The third one is branch with cross links. No, cross links polymer. Branch with cross links. I will explain. Cross links. Cross links polymer. Cross links polymer. According to the molecular forces, if I given in the tute 4, among these 4 types, 2 main types is enough to remember. The first one is thermoplastic. The other one is thermosetting plastic. Thermosetting plastic. Two types of, according to the molecular forces, they are the main 2 types. Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. I'll explain one by one. According to the polymerization, very important. According to the polymerization, polymers are mainly 2 types: addition polymers and condensation polymers. Addition polymers and condensation polymers. Okay, now what I explain, what I told, mainly polymers are we can classify it according to 3 subtopics. According to the origin, natural polymers and synthetic polymers. According to the structure, linear polymer, branch polymer, and cross-links polymers. According to the molecular force, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. According to the polymerization, addition polymers and condensation polymers. That is a full and most important polymer classification according to the 4 subtopic classification. I got, that's a just classification. Okay, everything I have given in the tute. Don't you need additional time for write down? Everything I have given in the tute. You can highlight if you want. In this tute, the full note I have given, I need to explain only. No need to anything, don't need to write down. That's the full lesson. Everything in the tute. Every structures. Normally in this lesson, the exam questions are very rare. That's why I given the complete note and I quickly explain this lesson, but don't take it simply. You have to understand these things, this concept. If you understand these things, you can easily remember, because this theory is already you known things in the previous lessons. Okay, now according to the origin, we can divide polymers into two main types: natural polymers and synthetic artificial polymers. polymers. Okay, can anyone uh, send can anyone send me answers? What are the examples for natural polymers? What are the examples for natural polymers? Natural polymers, you already know. What are the examples for natural polymers? What are the examples for natural polymers? Examples for natural polymers. Yes, very good. Yeah, rubber, latex. Rubber, very good. DNA, very good. What are the natural polymers? Natural. Rubber, very good. Rubber is we call as, do you know? The rubber is the name, actual name is, the polymer name is polyisoprene. Polyisoprene. You can imagine. Polyisoprene. Then isoprene is the monomer. Many number of isoprene combined as a large complex structure that we called as polyisoprene. Polyisoprene. In this lesson, especially we discussed about latex, because the latex, the polyisoprene is the main type of natural polymers in our earth. That's a main type of when you consider about, if you consider about usages of this latex, in every industries we use this natural latex polyisoprenes in every industry. Normally, especially we discussed in this session rubber vulcanization, latex vulcanization, every chemical processes we discussed in this session. Okay. What other natural polymers? Yeah, I have latex. Okay. Then DNA, correct? DNA, correct. What other natural polymer examples? Natural polymer examples? Natural polymers? Yeah, in biomolecule lesson, you every types of biomolecules, complex structures are polymers, except lipids. Lipid is a not polymer, as I explained yesterday. Also, I told the lipid is a not a polymer. The lipid is a not a polymer. Okay, natural polymers. Yeah, rubber, latex. Then DNA is a natural polymer. DNA. Then cellulose, including cellulose, all polysaccharide, polysaccharide, polysaccharides, all polysaccharides are polymers. Then proteins, all proteins are polymers. Then all RNA, DNA and RNA also a type of polymer. Then what others? Okay, they are the main types of natural polymers. You can remember easily every polysaccharides, every proteins, DNA and RNA, every nucleic acids, and rubber latex. They are the natural polymers commonly available in our, most available in our earth. Okay, then what are the synthetic, other word, artificial polymers? Synthetic. Synthetic polymers. What are the examples in O-level time? I think you already know. In O-level time, polyethylene, that's the meaning of polythene. Then polyvinyl chloride, PVC, polyethylene, ethene, polyvinyl chloride, PVC, Teflon, not T, Teflon. Then I have given polyethylene, polychloroethylene is a polyvinyl chloride, no? Teflon, polyester, nylon, polystyrene, bakelite, not brake light, okay, bakelite. Okay, they are the main synthetic polymers. In the at the last part of the lesson we discussed each synthetic polymers as well. In the first we discussed natural polymers, then this is the lesson, the natural polymers and synthetic polymers. According to the origin of the polymers, we can divide polymers into two categories, natural polymers and artificial synthetic polymers. Okay, that's a basic classification. Okay, now according to the structure, we can divide polymers into three main types. Linear polymers, branch polymers, and cross-linked polymers. Cross-linked polymers. Okay, what's the meaning of linear polymer? In the production of protein, do you remember structures of proteins? I think you can remember. With this name. According to the structures, the polymer types, you can remember by structures of the proteins. Protein, do you remember primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure, quaternary structure? This one is same as this. In primary structure of protein, only amino acid chain, no, that's a linear. In linear one is the amino acid chain or whatever monomers, they combining as a chain, as a line, as a straight, notice linear, like a line. Okay, that's the linear polymers. That means monomers are combined as a line, like a chain. That's the linear polymers. Very simple. Linear polymers. The branch polymers mean, like, do you remember the structure of amylase? The amylase contain small branches like this. Okay, that we called as linear polymer. When contained with some branches, that we called as branched polymers. With branch polymers, these branches, when these linear polymers, think this is a linear polymers, then if it is produced cross linkage between these between these two or more linear polymers, that we called as cross-linked polymers. Okay, that's the meaning of cross-linked polymers. The structures of polymers we can divide into three types: linear polymers, branch polymers, and cross-linked polymers. When we consider, remember, the polyisoprene is a linear polymer. Remember, that's important for future lessons, future parts, future topics. The polyisoprene is isoprene, polyisoprene. Polyisoprene, we separate, we discussed everything about polyisoprene. The polyisoprene is a like linear. Isoprenes combine like this. Isoprenes combine like this. That's a linear polymer. The polyisoprene, that's latex, that's a linear polymer. Linear polymer. Linear polymer. Then when we consider about protein, complex proteins are tertiary or quaternary structure proteins are polymers with cross links. Remember, in the second structure, the proteins polymer with side chain that is branched. I think you can remember. Okay. Based on the molecular forces, our third classification, according to the molecular forces, polymers we can divide into two main types. Actually, there are more types, but in this our syllabus we mainly discussed about two main types: thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. They are polymer types. Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Okay, what is the meaning of this thermoplastic and what is the difference between this thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic? Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Do you have idea? Thermoplastic and thermosetting. Thermoplastic. Thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Okay, before I explain, can you find the difference between this? I have given in the tube everything. Can you find the difference between this thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic? Then you can easily remember these things. What are the thermoplastic? What are the thermosetting plastic? Can you find the difference between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic? Yes, that's the difference. That's the difference. Thermoplastic mean if I buy in thermoplastic, when we heat and we can convert into different forms, we deforming. The thermoplastic both have deforming ability, but in thermoplastic, if I deform, again heating, it can convert into previous form. It can convert into previous form. Understand the difference, then very easy. Then MCQ, in generally this lesson, lot of MCQ questions coming. No essay question, very rare. But if you have idea, any question came, you can write, no issue. In thermoplastic mean, if when we heating, it's the shape is, we can, after heating we can deform, again heating we can get into same previous position, previous shape. I think you got. This is the object. Think this is the object. Then by heating, by heat, we can deform. Think we can convert into this type deformation. Again heat, we can convert into previous person. It is possible. Both okay. That's a thermoplastic. Thermoplastic polymer type. Thermosetting plastic mean, if this is the object, polymer, then if I heat and if I convert into deform, if it is deform, then it is permanent. Again, if I heat, again we can't get into previous position. I got the difference. That we called as thermoplastic is remoldable. I have given in the tube remoldable. The thermoplastic is plastic polymer that's remoldable into different shapes at the particular temperature. It can soft and melted by application of heat and can be produced in heat softened state. They can be bent easily and have high tensile strength and high shrink resistance. In thermoplastic, long polymer molecules are joined to one another by weak bonds that easily break apart when the plastic is heated and quickly reform again as it's cooled down. There is no negative impact by this heating process. There is no negative impact, but if it is heating, it's no any damage to the bonds between monomers. But in thermoplastic, you can read the note in the thermoplastic. Normally, the thermoplastics are soft polymers. You can see polystyrene, Teflon, nylon, like little bit soft. But the thermosetting plastic, they are very hard polymers. You can bake light, vulcanized rubber also thermosetting plastic. Normal rubber is a thermoplastic. I think now you can understand. Normal rubber is plastic. Vulcanized rubber is a thermosetting plastic. Okay, examples. You can everything in the tube. The example, polystyrene, Teflon, nylon. Remember this. Other one is not common. Nylon. Remember these examples. Especially they are the thermoplastic. Thermosetting plastic, a thermosetting polymer, is also known as the thermoset or thermosetting plastic. Thermosetting plastic have strong cross-links binding in the polymer chains. These polymers harden during the molding process and cannot be resoftened with heat again. Again, we can't resoft. Again, we can't convert into previous position. You can understand. They are the point you need to remember. That's the main difference only you need to remember. And few examples only for MCQ question. At the initial stage, the polymer is a liquid or soft solid. they don't melt when heated, but typically decompose and don't reform upon cooling. The plastic are soft at low temperature and then permanently set by the application of heat. Application of heat, it is permanently set. The previous position. Thermosetting plastic cause the improvements of the mechanical properties of the material, basically the result of enhancement of heat resistance, chemical resistance, and structural integration of material. Thermosetting plastics are very handy for sealed products as they are highly resistant to deformation. Okay. For thermosetting plastic, examples: vulcanized rubber, bakelite, that's a very hard polymer, bakelite, polyurethane, ester resin, okay, they are the main types of polymers uh, according to the molecular forces. According to the molecular forces, that is the two type: thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic remoldable, that mean if it is can again come to the previous question. Thermosetting plastic, it with heat it is setting. That's the meaning. Thermosetting, with heat it is setting. Again we can't get the previous shape. Are you good? Okay, if you want you can write down a small short note uh, for your future use. Okay, now that's according to the molecular forces. That according to the molecular forces. Now we discussed according to the origin. We discussed already natural polymers and synthetic artificial polymers. According to the structures, I told there are three main types of polymers: linear polymers, branch polymers, and cross-linked polymers. According to the molecular forces, plastic, I think now you have brief idea, that enough. Okay, if you have brief idea when I say when I mention these names, if you have enough idea, imagine in your mind, that enough. Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic mean when it is heating it is molding. Then again, it is remolding. Remolding, it is the previous position. Then thermosetting plastic is heating and change the shape. It is setting. It is setting. Again, we can't get in the previous position. Again, we can't change the shape. Okay, that's a thermosetting plastic. Okay, then final one, according to the polymerization, that's a very important thing. According to the polymerization, we can divide polymers into two main types: addition polymers and condensation polymers. Addition polymers and condensation polymers, very important. Addition polymers and condensation polymers. Now you have to identify clearly what is the difference between these addition polymers and condensation polymers. What are the addition? What are the condensation? That then the polymer basic part is complete. Now these are very simple. Up to now, I think you got it is very simple up to now. Now, if you understood what is the difference between addition polymers and condensation polymers, the basic part is complete in the polymer lesson. Okay. Okay, what do you think? Addition polymers and condensation polymers now. Addition polymers and condensation polymers. Addition polymers and condensation polymers. I will very simply I will explain. Then try to get this. This is very simple. The addition polymers. Addition polymers. Mainly according to the polymerization, I told monomers convert into polymer. That's the word polymerization. I think you got the point. Monomers into polymers. That is the polymerization. The small compounds are monomers, large compounds are polymers. In the first page, I explained at the beginning of the class, the monomers convert into monomers combining with many bonds, then produce polymers. That is we call as polymerization. Then according to this polymerization, we can divide polymers into two ways. That means two main polymerization methods. Monomer convert into polymers. There are two methods. That's the first one is addition polymers. Addition polymers. Addition polymers. Addition polymerization. Okay, before we discuss addition polymers, do you remember, we'll take one example in biomolecule lesson. Do you remember the protein production process? How protein is produced? Many number of amino acid. What happened? Many number of amino acid combined with peptide bonds. Many number of amino acid bond with peptide bond. One water molecule removing, no? Water molecule removing produce structure that we call as protein. Remember, if there are any, that's a short key, okay? That is a short key. I started from you already known thing. The protein production, peptide bonds production, peptide bond between two amino, the bond between two amino acid. The glycosidic bond also, glycosidic bond, the glycosidic bond between two monosaccharides. Then each bond we discussed in the biomolecule lesson, you can see one water molecule is removing. One water molecule is removing. One water molecule is removing mean it is exactly condensation polymer, not addition polymer. Addition polymer. The very important thing you need to remember, in addition polymer, you can see in this, we discussed in biomolecule lesson, in polymerization process, monosaccharide polymerization and amino acid polymerization process, water molecules are removing. Water molecules are removing mean it's not addition polymer. In addition polymer, no any byproduct is producing. The water molecule is removing mean the water molecule is a byproduct. Water molecule is a byproduct. In this addition polymer mean no any byproduct is forming. No any byproduct is forming. And other thing, in addition polymer, the monomer type is similar. monomers are similar. That means if it is, I will explain by example. If I got, do you remember in O level what is the name of this? What's the name? That's a monomer. What's the name? In O level, this I think in grade 11, no, polymer lesson. What's the name? What's the name of this monomer? No, not ethylene, Amar. Ethylene නෙමෙයි. Not ethylene. Yes, that is Amar. It is ethene. Ethene. It is ethene. Ethene. Normally, if many number of ethenes combine with glycosidic bond, then produce what? Ethylene. Ethylene. Sorry. Many number of ethene combined with whatever bonds. Sorry. Totally wrong. The previous one. Many number of ethene combined with whatever bonds, then produce polyethylene. Polyethylene. Polyethylene means polythene. Polyethylene. Polyethylene. Okay, then this is the ethene. In this polymerization process, they are the monomers. They are the monomers. They are the monomers. Ethenes are the example. Okay, in polythene production process, they are the monomers. Ethenes are the monomers. Then this you can see in the ethene, there is a double bond between two carbon. There is a double bond that we called as unsaturated. In this addition polymerization, I will write characteristic of addition polymers in this side. Addition polymers, no any byproduct. Remember these things. No any byproduct. Byproducts. No byproducts. No byproducts. No byproducts. No anything removing in the polymerization process. The other thing is the monomers are unsaturated. Remember these words. Monomers unsaturated. Monomers are unsaturated. What's the meaning of that? Unsaturated. Monomers are unsaturated. Monomers unsaturated mean in the monomers, carbon molecule don't have maximum number of, that's the meaning. In biomolecule lesson, I think you can remember the unsaturated fatty acid. I remember the unsaturated fatty acid in the R carbon chain don't have maximum amount of hydrogen. That's the meaning of unsaturated. What is the reason for this maximum number of don't have maximum number of hydrogen in the unsaturated R carbon chain? It contain in the R carbon chain, they have double or triple bonds. Okay, one or more double triple bonds. If they have, they don't have maximum number of hydrogen. That's also similar to here. In the addition polymers, monomers are unsaturated. Unsaturated. That means they have double or triple bonds. Normally don't have triple bonds. They have double bonds in the addition polymers. Therefore, don't have a maximum number of hydrogen in their structure. Okay, in the polymerization process, polymerization process I have given in the tube. This one bond is removing. That's the meaning of polymerization. Then produce structure like this. Ethene is modified like this. Modified like this. I will draw in white color. Ethene is converted into like this. Then you can see this carbon has 3 bonds only. This carbon also has 3 bonds, no 4 bonds. One bond is breakdown in ethene. One bond is breakdown. Therefore, both carbon atoms can bond with other carbons. Then you can see in the polymerization means one bond is breakdown. Then you can see that's the polymerization. Then think this is an ethene. This is ethene. This is ethene. Then this carbon connect with this carbon. Then it is completing, saturating hydrogen. Okay, this is many number of ethene. You can see many number of ethene combine each other, again and again. It's combined. Okay, ethene. No any byproducts. Only bond modification only. Okay, that is the meaning of addition polymers. Addition polymerization. The monomers are same. You can see other characteristics, same monomers. No any different monomers. Same monomers. No, same monomers. Okay, now tell me in addition polymer, what's the addition polymer characteristic? Don't need definition. Same monomers are combining each other. No any byproducts are producing. Monomers are unsaturated always. Okay, I got the difference. Condensation polymer, when I explained you, I got the addition polymer, or do I need to explain again? Oh, I got? Quickly say. Very simple thing. If I understood this characteristic, then when I explain about condensation polymers, you can understand difference. Quickly say. Others? Yes or no? If you couldn't understood, send me, can you explain again? Then I will explain again. Quickly. Others? Shevon? Arshad? Okay. Okay, addition polymers mean, I will little bit explain again. Addition polymers mean the monomers are same. Monomers are same, no different monomers. And always these monomers are unsaturated. Unsaturated mean they don't have maximum number of hydrogen. Okay, saturated mean they full. Unsaturated mean not full. Unsaturated always, the reason is it has double bond. Double bond. In the polymerization process, first the one bond is breakdown. One bond is breakdown. Then the addition polymer is one bond break is, it is one, the carbon has only three bonds. You can see three bonds. Then there is another chance to bonding. This carbon, to stabilize carbon, it must have four bonds. Four bonds to stabilize. Now it has only three bonds, therefore it always like to combine with another molecule to stabilize. Yeah, that's why it's combining more and more ethene compound, then produce polyethene. That's a addition polymer method. Addition polymers. Okay, I have given in the tube characteristic of addition polymer, chain growth polymer, that we called as chain growth polymers, like a chain, you can see. Unsaturated react to form polymer without eliminate any small molecule. I don't know any elimination, no any byproduct is producing, no any byproduct. Characteristic of addition polymer involves monomer with carbon-carbon double bonds, correct. No byproducts are formed, correct. The polymer structure is similar to the repeating monomer units. Repeating. Ethene is repeating, no any other thing. The initiators such as free radicals, cations, anions help start the reaction. The cations, anions only, and free radicals help to the reaction, no any elimination. Okay, condensation polymer, that's the addition polymer. Next, condensation polymer. The second one, according to the polymerization, condensation polymer. Condensation polymer. Polymerization. Okay, what is the meaning of this condensation polymer? In condensation polymer, I told, now you can imagine how protein is produced, how polysaccharide is produced, how whatever we discussed in the biomolecule lesson, every polymers are condensation polymers. Always one water molecule is removing, no, that there is some molecule eliminating. That we called as condensation polymers. The condensation polymers mean when we combining by bonds, when we combine one HClO, hydrochloric acid, or H2O molecule is eliminating. Hydrochloric acid or HCl, H2O molecule is eliminate. Okay, that's the meaning of condensation polymer. If you understood the difference, that enough. Involve monomers, two functional groups. Always monomers are two functional groups. I told in the starch production, the mainly combine amylose and amylopectin. Do you remember starch production? And other words, what we called cellulose normally alpha beta, the glucose types rejoining each other. That's a that we called as condensation polymer. Byproduct is produced. The byproduct can be HClO, H2O molecules. The polymer structure is different from the monomers. The structure characteristics are different from monomers because there are different types of monomers are combined. Therefore, the structural characteristics are different from the monomer structures. The stepwise it is produced. Stepwise does not require initiators. Initiators initiated mean in addition polymers. I told initiators are cations, free radicals. They help to this polymerization. But in this process, there is some byproduct is producing elimination process. Therefore, don't need any initiators. Okay, I have given in the tute one example. You don't need to remember this structure. Only the method only. Think two different types of monomers are combined each other, then produce whatever another different types of polymer. In this polymerization, H2O, HCl molecule is removing. Okay, that's called as condensation polymer. In condensation polymer, you need to remember the polymer types are different polymers. The types can be 2 or more. Okay, the different polymers. So different monomers. And HClO, H2O byproducts. HClO, H2O byproducts. And otherwise, no any initiators. No initiators required. In addition polymers, I told cations, anions, free radicals are help for this combining process. But in this condensation polymers, no any initiators required. Because elimination process. No any initiators required. You can see in addition polymers, the polymer structure similar to the monomer because only one monomer is repeating. But in condensation polymers, the polymer don't have monomer characteristic because different types of monomers are combining. Now you can understand it practically. Therefore, the structure is different. Different from monomers. Okay, that's the main difference between addition polymers and condensation polymers. Okay, to easy understand, I have given summary of the lesson in the tute. The type of monomer in addition polymer unsaturated with carbon double bonds. In addition polymers unsaturated. Condensation polymer, it has some functional group, as we already know in the biomolecular lesson. They have functional group like carboxylic acid, amine group. They are the functional group. Byproducts formation, no byproduct in addition polymerization. Water or HCl methanol like byproduct can be produced in condensation polymer. Polymer growth, the other thing I want to explain. In addition polymer, the polymer is like a chain, I told. But in this addition polymer, okay, addition polymer, the structure is like chain structure, chain structure. But in condensation polymer, that we called as step growth structure. Step growth structure means the structure is like this. The structure is like this, or like this. It's step growth. It's going like this. It's going like this. It's going step by step, step by step, step by steps. Not like a chain. That's a very complex, very complex. Mechanism in addition polymer react important initiators like anion cation, as I explained. In condensation, repeated condensation reaction by eliminating some compound. Examples for addition polymerization I have given for polyethylene, PVC, and polystyrene. I told polyethylene, PVC, they all are polystyrene. Teflon also addition polymerization. Condensation polymers, they are a little bit hard. You can see nylon, polyester, and bakelite. Nylon, polyester, and bakelite. Hard polymers are produced by condensation polymerization. Okay, that's the basic of the polymers. Basics of the polymers. Any doubt? Actually, if we did the lesson quickly, we can complete the lesson today. It is small lesson. We'll try to complete. No, then next week we can start fluid mechanism. And it's the fluid mechanism is the most important lesson you already know. In the fluid mechanism, we discuss how a plane is going up, everything. Bernoulli's theorem, Pascal theorem, what other? It's very interesting lesson. Archimedes theorem. Every practical understand you can get in each theorem in the fluid mechanism lesson. I need to send your tute pack again, no? Now your another 3 tutes are ready. Cell structures ready. Cell structure tute I not received yet. It is already printed. It's like a book. It contain all theory parts in the cell structure tutes. It's contain beekeeping, all animals, microorganism production, like a book. It's just like a book. The note is now ready, and the fluid mechanism note is ready. And what are the other one? Fluid mechanism, cell structure. Yeah, that's only. No? Yeah, that's only. Yeah, electricity not. Still not completed. Electricity I will send after the. I need more 1 month for electricity. Electricity not. Still I am prepared. I'm work on that. For actually for last batch for electricity lesson we did only calculation part only, because for ET student only in our class, therefore they already know the other parts. Therefore we only did calculations only in the electricity lesson. At the final 2 weeks, other all lessons we did, only electricity lessons we missed in the last batch. But the electricity question, they did well because they already done in the ET. But this time we have to cover. I will send you a note. Before that, I need to send you a cell structure until 10. The fluid is now okay. That's already prepared. I will send you within. I'll inform. I'll post that, then I'll inform. Okay, now come to the discussion of natural polymers. In natural polymers, as I told, the main type of natural polymers we use for industrial purposes, they are polyisoprene. The natural rubber, natural latex. The natural latex, remember that can be a MCQ question. The scientific name of natural rubber, that is Hevia brasiliensis. Hevia brasiliensis. Hevia brasiliensis. The natural rubber, the scientific name is Hevia brasiliensis. Hevia brasiliensis. I think you remember compulsory in scientific names, compulsory, the first letter is capital and other all letters are simple. And if you not italic letters, you have to draw you have to underline. If it is two words, both words you have to underline. It is no issue if it is the one line or two line, no issue. Somehow you need to underline. It is widely used due to the normally the main characteristics of rubber. It is high elasticity and higher elasticity, and it is the durability is the main characteristic. High elasticity and durability. It is and they are biodegradable. That's the other importance. They are biodegradable. Other polymers like ethene, polyethylene, they are not biodegradable. But this is a polymer, natural polymer. It's easily degrade in environment. Therefore, it is environmental friendly and it is durable. It is water resistant. Otherwise, it is water resistant. It is sound resistance. I have given. They are the main characteristic of natural rubber. That's why we can use many industries. Not every industries we can use natural rubber for different purposes, different usage. Rubber is a natural polymer formed by polymerization of monomer called isoprene. The rubber, natural rubber is polyisoprene. The natural rubber is polyisoprene. Polyisoprene. The natural rubber is polyisoprene. The polyisoprene is the natural rubber. Then their monomers is isoprene. Then after polymerization, that we called as polyisoprene. After polymerization, we called as polyisoprene. Now the isoprene, if I got isoprene is the monomer. Isoprene is the monomer. The isoprene structure is like this. The isoprene structure. Remember this isoprene only. Polyisoprene is the polymerization of isoprene. You have to remember isoprene. Okay, this is the structure of isoprene. It has four carbons and two double bond carbons and one single bond carbon and hydrogen, CH3, one CH3. One CH3. This is isoprene. Then polymerization of this isoprene, then produce polyisoprene. Then according to this polymerization, the polyisoprene production is addition polymer or condensation polymer. What do you think? I have given the structure in the tube. What do you think? Addition polymer or condensation polymer? This polyisoprene isoprene polymerization process. Isoprene polymerization process is addition polymerization or condensation polymerization. What do you think? Any idea? The isoprene polymerization process is addition polymer or condensation polymerization? Quickly. I can help you. The polyisoprene is a linear structure. No idea? Yes, very good. That's the addition polymerization. Why? How we identify? In polyisoprene, no any other compound, only isoprenes, no any other. Then you can see in the polymerization process, this is isoprene, carbon, carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen. Then you can see polymerization process is like this. One double bond is removed. This one also one double bond is removing to bonding with other isoprenes. And for middle one, it's become one double bond. Okay, then this is CH3, and this one combined with other isoprene. This one also combined with other isoprene. Then others are same, hydrogen, hydrogen. Now you can see every carbon molecules are complete, saturated. Now to continue saturity, we need join with other isoprene molecules, then continue this process. Therefore, we can just simply this polyisoprene we can explain like this. This is the polyisoprene. We can't draw many number of isoprenes. Therefore, in simply we can explain this is a polyisoprene. Isoprene number of n number of isoprenes combined together. That's we called as polyisoprene. N number of isoprene combined together. That's we called as polyisoprene. That's a addition polymerization. Addition polymerization. Addition polymerization. Addition polymerization. Addition polymerization. Okay, this is a polyisoprene. I got the polymerization process. This is isoprene. Then it is addition polymerization. Changing their bonds, changing their double bonds. Then it try to saturate with other isoprenes. All I got. Any doubt up to now? Please ask. Okay, today I hope to come. Then one lesson is completing within today. Any doubt up to now? No. Okay. Okay. Then after we collect latex, now polyisoprene after collect, it's like a aqueous solution. It's contained lot of proteins. The main component of latex is proteins. Normally, I think more than approximate 30% is protein. It's a protein source rich medium, protein rich medium. Now, I want to coagulate. That means the solution convert into solid form, semi-solid form, not solid form, solid. That we called as latex coagulation. Latex coagulation. Latex coagulation. In this coagulation is very simple. The coagulation is very simple. Coagulation is very simple. Normally, if we collect latex, think it is latex. Now, if I keep this in an open environment, you need to understand the science behind this coagulation. I told this is a protein source, no? Protein rich source. Protein rich source. Protein rich source. Now, I told in the yogurt production, whatever production, curd production as well, whatever microorganism act on this protein rich solution, when it is pH the protein, what happened? I told the protein is denaturate. Do you remember? The temperature, pH value are the factors we can use for denaturate of proteins. You remember the denaturated mean permanently change the physical state of the proteins. Remember, I told when we albumin is the egg protein. When we heat it by higher temperature, it has become solid form. Again, it is permanent. Again, if I cool, it not become liquid. Do you remember? Now, samely, if I add simply for as rubber latex, if I add whatever acid, what happened? The pH value of the latex is going down. The pH value is going down. Therefore, the solution become acidic. In acidic condition, low pH condition, the protein what happened? Start denaturate. In the denaturation process, the rubber latex become coagulate. Therefore, pH value and temperature are the factors we can use for this coagulation. Actually, it is a denaturation. We can use heat. We can use heating process. Heat coagulation. I have given heat coagulation. More than 70% temperature, if I heat, because of the temperature, it is denaturation. Normally, if I add whatever acid, the special acid is formic acid. If I add, because it is very low cost, the formic acid is low cost, therefore we can add. The pH value getting low, denaturate, it's become coagulate. If it is without adding, if we keep the latex in the open in what happened? Environment available microorganism go on this enriched solution. Then what happened? They prepare the acidic condition. Then that's called as natural coagulation by microorganism. Microorganism only doing in yogurt and curd production. Microorganism has another job. But in this process, in latex coagulation, the microorganism only doing become low the pH value. They getting low the pH value by their actions. Then when the pH value getting low, they automatically coagulate because of the protein denaturation. Okay, I have given the acid coagulation. The acid coagulation mean we can add formic acid or acetic acid. Acetic acid mean what? Acetic acid කියන්නේ මොනවද? Acetic acid mean vinegar. Yes, acetic acid mean vinegar. Citric acid mean citric acid also we can use if you want. Citric acid mean citric. Yes, lime. Yes. Lactic acid. Lactic. Lactic acid. Where it is contained? What is the source? Yeah, acetic acid, correct. Vinegar. Citric acid, lime. Acetic acid, lactic acid. Quickly. Lactic acid. Lactic acid. Very good. Others? Lactic acid. Yes. Yogurt and every milk, normally fresh milks contain lactic acid. The main carbohydrate is lactic in uh, milk, fresh milks. Then every milk related products contain lactic acid. The carbohydrate is lactose. The lactose is a disaccharide. No? Lactose is a disaccharide. It contains in the milk. After microorganism activity, it's converted into lactic acid. That's also important. In the lactose sugar, lactose is a sugar type. Lactose is a sugar type. Lactose is the main carbohydrate present in the milk, fresh milk. But when my microorganism, whatever microorganism in yogurt or curd production that we called as Lactobacillus bulgaricus, Streptococcus thermophilus, like special bacteria, they can convert lactose into lactic acid. Lactic acids. Then this, because of this lactic acid, what happened, the milk, fresh milk convert into solid. That's also denaturation. uh, same as that produce acidic condition by acidic condition. That's why old yogurt or old curd, when it is expired, what is the taste of the yogurt or curd after expired? What is the taste? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's why අඹුල් ගතිය වැඩි වෙන්නේ because the acid production, lactic acid produced in more level in expired meat. Then they produce acid more and more, then it's become expired. We can't again consume. Okay. I have given characteristic of natural rubber. Natural rubber main characteristics I explained already. They are high elasticity, high tensile strength, water resistant, sound resistant, thermal stability, excellent resilience, biodegradability. They are the special characteristics. Is that also the reason why yeast becomes so when left for too long? Yeah, that's the reason. Okay, now we are going to discuss important part. Lot of questions come in this part, that is the natural rubber vulcanization. Natural rubber vulcanization, I told the main problem in this natural rubber is, the main problem of the natural rubber is their higher elasticity and their strength. Their strength is not too, strength is very low, but their elasticity is very high. But when we use rough surfaces, hard uses, these characteristics are not suitable for rough usages like tire production, shoe production, like productions. The smooth rubbers are not suitable. Therefore, we need to convert the natural rubber into a vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber. That's the meaning of rubber vulcanization, latex vulcanization. Latex vulcanization, natural rubber. We need to convert into vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber. Vulcanization means simple rubber vulcanization. Rubber vulcanization. Rubber vulcanization. Rubber vulcanization, this also very simple. In rubber vulcanization, I told the polyisoprene structure. The simple polyisoprene structure, it is the elasticity is very high, their strength is very low. Then we can't use for hard uses like tire production, shoes production, like this. Therefore, we just, if I react this polyisoprene with sulfate group, very simple, polyisoprene 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 polyisoprene, if react with whatever sulfate group, SO4 sulfate group, then produce simply vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber. Then very simple, if any polyisoprene, that's mean natural rubber, if I react with sulfate group, whatever sulfur containing compound, sulfate group, then produce vulcanized rubber. Okay, I have given the tute. Because of the elastic property of the rubber, it is difficult used in some application, as I explained. By vulcanization, rubber can be made very hard and while decreasing its elasticity. Remember that elasticity is decreasing, the strength is increasing. Natural rubber elasticity is high, strength is low, but vulcanization, both characteristics become improved. Remember, during the vulcanization of natural rubber is reached with sulfur. remember sulfur, sulfate group is reacting. Then cross, remember I told the natural rubber, the natural rubber is like this. They are addition polymerization. They are addition polymerization. Therefore, they oh, sorry. They are addition polymerization. Therefore, they like linear way. Linear way. They produce as a linear way. That's why they are very simple structure, like only linear. Linear. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 4, that's 5. Like lines, lines, chains, like chains. That's a polyisoprene. Like this is a polyisoprene. Then in this vulcanization mean react with sulfate group, it convert into like this. It convert into between few between these polymer chains crosslinks are formed. Crosslinks are formed. I told in the crosslinks are formed between these isoprenes, polyisoprene chains. Polyisoprene chains, crosslinks are formed. Then what happened? The elasticity is the natural rubber. You need to remember natural rubber. They are elasticity is higher and strength is low. But vulcanized rubber, their elasticity is low. Strength is very high because of this crosslink formation by sulfur. Crosslink made by the sulfur. Sulfur between these polyisoprene chains. I have given in the tube. During vulcanization, the long chain molecules of natural rubber undergo chemical modification, leading to the formation of crosslinks between the polymer chains. Their key structural change include okay. Up to now, I got very simple. You can understand if you do this short note. I think you can get the story very easy. Tell me, up to now I got simple thing. Vulcanization only react with sulfur. Okay, quickly note down. Actually, don't need everything in the tube. Everything available. Okay. Now I have given in the same page how it is, their characteristics are changing. Now cross-link formed by the sulfur. The cross-link formed by the sulfur between polyisoprene layers. Then I have given reduce the plasticity and enhance elasticity with strength is increasing, thermal stability improving, everything is improving. The characteristics are improving with this vulcanization process. Okay, other thing in the vulcanization, normally for this natural rubber, natural latex, we add some filling agent and additive agents, filling agents and additive agents. Mainly filling agents we adding for, you already know in industrial chemistry, filling agents we add for increase the quantity, and you can see filling materials we can divide into two types. Filling materials we can divide into two in vulcanization process. Filling materials we can divide into two types. The first one is, actually they are not asking, but I have given in the tute to get extra knowledge. Okay, reinforcing fillers and the non-reinforcing fillers. Non-reinforcing fillers. Reinforcing fillers mean that is increase the quantity as well as it's increase the characteristics. Reinforcing mean, I have given example, carbon black, silica mean sand, silica mean sand, clay mean clay, you already know, matic. Reinforcing mean it's increase the quantity increasing and quality, some important characteristic also improving. Non-reinforcing mean only for increase the characteristic, no any modify physical properties, very slightly improve the physical properties. Calcium carbonate, kaolin we can use. You can remember these things, no need to by heart, simple idea is enough. Okay, additive materials we mainly add for increase the characteristics. Additive materials I have divided into few vulcanizing agents, activators, antioxidant and oxidants, anti-ozonatants, processing aid. They are for your extra knowledge. You know, any time they are not asking, but if you interest, you can read and you can search more about rubber vulcanization. If you know, if you understood up to this level, that's enough. But you have to identify there are some additive materials and filling materials we add to increase the quantity of the rubber and to increase the properties of the rubber. Okay, to properties and quantity of the rubber. Normally tire production not only produce tires by and shoes like produced by only rubber. After vulcanization, in the vulcanization process we can add different filling materials, different additive materials to change the properties. You know, if you got a part of tire, it's totally different from the natural rubber. That's in the processing system. That's the characteristics are totally changing. Okay, actually the 70% of lesson is complete. We're going to discuss about artificial polymers. Natural polymer part is completed. Are you tired? Any doubt? We'll finish this lesson, no? Now very small part we have. Then next week we can start, Monday we can start our fluid mechanism lesson. And Tuesday we can, no, Monday we can get for exam paper discussion. Tuesday we can get for fluid mechanism discussion. Do you need break or continue? If I continue at 10 p.m., we can complete the lesson. What to do? Continue, no? Okay. Artificial polymers. Okay, artificial polymers. Artificial polymers that we called as synthetic polymers as well. Synthetic polymers. Synthetic polymers. Okay, these synthetic polymers, artificial polymers, according to the addition polymerization and condensation polymerization, again we can divide into two parts. First, we going to discuss about addition polymers. Addition polymers, addition synthetic polymers. Addition synthetic polymers. Now I told the rubber is a natural addition natural polymer. Addition natural polymer. The polysaccharide is addition condensation condensation natural polymer. Don't mix. The protein is a condensation natural polymer. Condensation natural polymer. Like this. We'll see what are the addition artificial synthetic polymers. Addition synthetic polymers. Addition polymers. The first addition polymer is polyethylene. Polyethylene, PE, polyethylene. 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 Sorry, there is mistake here. It is not polyethylene. 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 Okay, polyethylene. Polyethylene Yes, yes. Polyethylene and polyethylene same, no? I think it don't have mistake. Polyethylene, wait, I will check. Polyethylene is the polymer. Yeah, it's same. Now it's correct. Polyethylene, no, polyethylene, same. Correct. Polyethylene, no, polyethylene. In tutes, it's correct. Okay, tute correct. Polyethylene, PE. PE. The is ethene. That's why we called as polyethylene. The monomer is ethene. The ethene is like this. As I told earlier, the ethene is like this. The ethene is like this. Ethene is like this. 2 carbon and 4 hydrogen. Carbon combined with double bond. Double bond. Give me a second.
වැඩිද
නෑ
මේ කෑම වල කරන්න එපා හොඳ තීන්ම කෑම මේ ඒ වුණාම මෙන්න මේකලා යයි දැන් කෑම අර මෙන්න මේ සාලෙම තියෙන්නේ මගේ බර්ත්ඩේ එකට සර්ප්‍රයිස් එකක් අපි කට්ටිය ඇවිල්ලා මම දන්නේ නැහැ හරි
Fine. Okay, sorry. Okay, now this is the ethene. This is the ethene. 2 carbon, 4 hydrogen, and between 2 carbon there is a double bond. There is double bond. Now, how it is the structure of polyethylene I have given in the next page. The polymerization of ethene by addition polymerization. Addition polymerization. I have given the polymerization method. The polymerization of ethene occurs when its double bond breaks. You already know. If you got the addition polymerization method, others easy. The addition polymerization, the double bond is first breakdown. Then this is the ethene now. This is the ethene now. This is the ethene now. Double bond is breakdown. Then you know it can contain, think this is another ethene. This is another ethene. This is another ethene. This is another ethene. Then you can see to stabilization, each one combined like a chain. Combined like a chain. That's a polyethylene. Like a chain. That's a polyethylene. In this part also, again and again, carbon, carbon connecting with hydrogen. All are saturated. Okay, this is the structure of polyethylene. Ethene, 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 ethene combined. Ethene, 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 ethene. Then in simply we can say the polyethylene is the polymerization we can draw in this way. Polyethylene polymerization, the carbon, that's the ethene. Then first of all, the double bond is ethene has double bond. It is breakdown. It is breakdowning. Then to stabilization, it's connect with number of. It is visible, this color? No? This background is not. Is it visible? Readable? Okay, I will draw again. Okay, that's the common structure. That's the actual structure, but in simply we can draw. Simply we can draw. This is the structure of polyethylene. Polyethylene. I got very simple, no? In O level time also you did this thing. Or send me any update I got. Ashat, I got. Okay, then I have given the characteristic of polyethylene. Characteristic of polyethylene. The this polyethylene mainly two type: low density polyethylene LPDE and high density polyethylene HDPE. Low density polyethylene, it is soft. High density polyethylene, the thickness is high. It is rigid. Okay, then you can read and understand these things. No, like insulating of electricity. It's not go through electricity. Electricity is not conduct. Okay, plastic bags, milk containers, different uses. Okay, polypropylene, polyethylene. Now we go into our second addition synthetic polymer. Addition synthetic polymer, polypropylene PP. Polypropylene. Polypropylene. PP. Polypropylene PP. Polyethylene PE. This is polypropylene PP. the monomer is propane. The monomer is propane. The propane is like this. Okay, that's the propane. Propane. 3 carbon, 1 carbon is double bond, others are single, other is single bond, then 3 carbon, you know, because of this double bond only 2 carbon in this carbon. Okay, now all carbon saturate, not saturate, all carbon are stable, not saturate. Saturate mean all filled with hydrogen. Now it is all stable because all carbons has 4 bonds. 4 bonds, it is stable now, stable. Okay, if you want, you can draw this structure in this way also. This way also correct. Carbon double bond, it is hydrogen, hydrogen, and this side it is CH3. CH3. Is it same? Is it same? Carbon, carbon double bond, hydrogen, hydrogen, CH3. You can see CH3. We can say it's like this. CH3. CH3. CH3 and this hydrogen also there. Okay, this is the structure. This is structure. That both are same. You have identified. This is this carbon, this 2 hydrogen, and this is this carbon, and this part is there. This is CH3, and this hydrogen is the hydrogen side is doesn't matter. Okay, this is now propane. Propane. This is the monomer. The propane is the name. Propane. Propane. Propane is the name. The name is propane. 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 The polypropane is produced by this propane. Now, by this easy to understand. Then this same as polyethylene. The what happened? The double bond from this double bond, middle double bond, one bond is breakdown. Then what happened? Carbon single bond. Then CH3, hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Then combine another propane in addition polymerization. No any other monomer, only propane. CH3, hydrogen, 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 carbon, carbon, CH3, hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Again and again, same. Same. That is addition polymerization. That's a polypropylene. Properly. Polypropylene. Polypropylene. If you want, you can simply explain as carbon, 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 CH3, hydrogen, 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 number of N, like this. N number of propane combine each other. N number of propane combine each other, then produce polypropylene. Polypropylene. I got simple. simple same thing, addition polymerization. If you understood addition polymerization, the others are simple. Same method. That's why I told, according to our plan, all complex lessons we did with taken more time in our class. If we think like heat lesson, like thermal chemistry, like lesson is now still we need to complete. It is a like a headache. Now we have only two difficult lessons now, electricity and fluid mechanism only, that we can easily manage. But that's also two physics lesson we need to complete quickly, otherwise uh, it will affect to our works. Other cell structure, no issue, no more issue. If we can discuss like this, that's also theory lesson, only theory, no any difficult things to understand. I forgot uh, this week I send you three tubes. Now already uh, all tubes are ready. This week you will receive three tubes, the cell structure. But next one is fluid mechanism, fluid mechanism, and environmental chemistry. All tubes you will receive. The environmental chemistry also this type lesson. Everything in the tubes we only need to discuss the about global warming, like things, the nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, water cycle, how affect human activities. That's general knowledge, like general knowledge lesson. Very easily we can discuss. Okay, polypropylene characteristic, lightweight, heat resistance. You can read and understand and try to familiar. Don't by heart this characteristic, they are don't ask him, but you can understand what is the what is a get idea about what is a characteristic. Then lightweight, if you read you can understand, you can imagine what is the shape of the, what is the characteristic of polypropylene. Okay, polyvinyl chloride, that we called as polychloroethene. Polychloroethene, our next polymer type, polyvinyl chloride, polychloroethene. The monomer is chloroethene, polychloroethene, polychloroethene. Polychloroethene, that we called as PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride. Now, if you can remember the ethene, The monomer is chloroethene. The chloroethene is like this. Chloroethene is like this. Hydrogen, 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 that is ethene. Instead of this one hydrogen, it replaced by the chlorine. Chlorine, that's the meaning of chloroethene. Chloroethene, 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 chloroethene. The structure like this: hydrogen, 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 chlorine, chlorine. That is a chloroethene. Because of this one chlorine, that we called as chloroethene. Chloroethene, chloroethene. Then I don't have given the structure. Now you can imagine, no? Again and again, I don't need to. That's a chloroethene. Chloroethene. Then this is the polychloroethene PVC structure is like this. I am in shortly the one double bond is breakdown. One double bond is breakdown. Hydrogen, 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 chlorine. Polychloroethene PVC structure. That enough, no? Rigid and strong, can be made flexible and adding plasticity, resistant to fire and water. That's why we use as pipes. Uses pipe, electrical cable, insulations, window frames. Yeah, lot of uses. Lot of uses. Polychloroethene, polychloroethene, polyvinyl chloride, polyvinyl chloride, polyvinyl chloride, polyvinyl chloride. Okay, come to the next one. Okay, come to the next one. Polystyrene, PS. Polystyrene, 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 PS, polystyrene, PS, polystyrene, PS. The polystyrene is a little bit different, but the same structure, only different is the styrene is the monomer. Styrene is the monomer. The styrene is the monomer. It is like this: three hydrogen and remember one that we called as benzene structure. One benzene structure. Not like this. It is hexagon shape. Hexagon shape. Okay, that's a benzene. Benzene, and that's a styrene. Styrene polymer, monomer, styrene. Styrene. Styrene, this is a monomer. Monomer. Then polymerization is this double bond breakdown into single bond, then polymerization. Simple, no? Only the monomer names, and if you can monomer structures, if you remember, that enough. That enough. one double bond is breakdown. Then to stable, it become combined with other, that is a polystyrene. That's a polystyrene. That's a polystyrene. Polystyrene. I have given structure. You can see. This is structure. The polystyrene, you already know, this is lightweight, transparent, good insulators, not electricity conductors, disposable cups, food packaging, insulation materials, CD cases, laboratory equipment as using. Okay, the final one, that is Teflon. Yeah, the questions, can we draw a circle inside the hexagon for benzene? Yeah. If you want, you can draw a circle like this. That's also benzene. Both formed okay. Okay, polytetrafluoroethene. 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 That's the Teflon. Teflon. Poly. Final one. Tetrafluoroethene. Tetrafluoroethene. Only the complex is only name. The in simply we called as Teflon. 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 If not, the Teflon. Teflon. No E. Teflon. The structure is same as previous. The structure is same as previous. The fluoroethene is the monomer we called as tetra. Carbon coming, it is fluoroethene. Fluoroethene, but in fluoroethene, all replaced by the all hydrogen replaced by the all hydrogen replaced by the fluorine. Then what happens? Oh, sorry. And that's a Teflon. That's a Teflon. Simple. The Teflon main characteristic of the Teflon is their melting point is very high and they are very strong. They are very strong and water repellent to acid and base and solvents. You can read electrical they are very hard polymers type. Hard. The strength is very high. Okay, come to the now the addition synthetic polymers are completed. Addition synthetic polymers completed. Now we go into condensation synthetic polymers. Now we go into condensation synthetic polymers. In condensation synthetic polymer, as you remember, in condensation synthetic polymers, there are two polymer types mainly. It can be more, at least two monomer types. Okay, the examples, the nylon, bakelite, they are the examples for condensation polymers. Um, we'll first discuss about bakelite. The bakelite. Is the condensation polymer. Then you can see their monomers are phenols and monomers are phenols and formaldehyde. Phenols and formaldehyde. The phenol structure is very simple. The phenol is C6H5OH. No, the formaldehyde mean HC. Everything given in the tube. HCHO. Then okay, the phenol structure is very simple. The C6H5, the structure is like this. it is benzene means is 6 and sorry, it's hexagon. Carbon 6, each and every core is carbon 6 and H5 with hydrogen, then OH. This is the phenol, benzene plus benzene combined with benzene means C 6 carbon and 5 OH. That's a benzene. It which is combined with OH group, that is a phenol. Then phenol plus formaldehyde. The formaldehyde structure is like this: 2 hydrogen, oxygen, and 4 are there. They are not asking actually. In these condensation polymers, you remember structures. Only monomers enough, because structures are very complex now in condensation. They are step growth structures. Okay, I have given the structure in the next page. The bakelite structure is, that's only small part, but it again and again growth, I don't need to remember. Characteristic, the bakelite is very it's a good electric insulated, and it is resistant and thermal resistance, good characteristics, normally used for electric switches because they are good insulators, and kitchenware goods and automobile parts, TV casing produced by bakelites. They are the bakelites, like a plastic, but they are, the strength is very high. They are not any transfer any electricity. Good electric insulators. Good electric insulators. Okay, final one, polyethylene terephthalate, PET. They are not actually important. They are not asking. Just remember, they are any structure you don't need to remember for condensation one. And nylon, the adipic acid and hexamethylnadamine, they are the monomers. You only need to remember this nylon, bakelite, and styrylene. They all are condensation polymerization, and only if you want you can remember few characteristics. Okay, that is the polymer lesson. Within approximate 3 hours we discussed entire polymer lessons. Read again this tute. Anything, no complex things, all are very simple. Only the condensation structures only the complex. They are anywhere not asked one thing. Actually this lesson is very small, very simple lesson. Other characteristic, read and get idea each and every polymer characteristics. Any up to now, only don't think about this phenol and formaldehyde, the content you don't need to understand. They don't need in this level. Other than any doubt? Any doubt? Okay, then next can start our exam paper. Before next week, you will receive marks. Today paper. Today and yesterday paper, you will receive marks. Tomorrow, you can get the MCQ marks. You can get 26 exam and this exam both. Within the before next Monday, you will receive the full marks also. Then work very hard now. Now you have we need to complete the fluid mechanism, electricity, the cell structures, and environmental chemistry. Only 4 lessons. 4 lessons we have. Okay, we have time. Have more 2 months to discuss lesson. Then we have more overall 3 months. We have. Okay, I got all to quickly send me. Okay, then read again the tute. Read the tute again and try to remember few characteristics as well. Polymer characteristic. Don't buy heart anything. The tute don't buy heart. They are the questions are very rare. Now, if you want, in Monday I will give 30 minutes. Discuss few questions came in this part in the past exam. We can small time we can arrange and we can discuss. Okay, that's all for today. Good night.